Hey guys, today I'm going to read us a little story and we're going to make a surprise as we're reading. So I have our story. I'm going to use a piece of orange paper and I have a pair of scissors. So you guys can do it along with me if you want. You can use any color paper you want. I just chose orange. And the title of our story is The Little Orange House. So that's why I got orange paper. Once upon a time, there was a very small witch was walking in the woods, and the cold wind was blowing the dry leaves all around her. The little witch was frantically searching for a house for the winter. She could not find one, and suddenly a piece of orange paper blown by the wind landed at her feet, and she picked it up. The little witch looked closely at the paper, then she said, "I shall make myself a little house from this piece of orange paper." So she folded the paper in half. So I better fold my paper in half. I'm going to fold it in half this way. So if you guys have a paper, you can fold your paper with me. And then we'll see what our surprise is at the end. So she folded her paper in half. Then she took her scissors, because she always carried a pair of scissors in her pocket, and cut off the two corners to make a roof. So let your mom or dad or somebody help you with this part. So she's going to cut off her corners, and she's going to make a roof to her house. So I'm going to cut off this corner, and I'm going to cut off this corner. Now, I cut off my two corners. "Oh, this will do just fine," she said, as she looked at her new house. "But I will need a door." Well, with her scissors, she cut a door. And since witches always wear pointed hats, she cut a special kind of door that looked like this. So she's going to cut her a door. I'm kind of going to cut a little rectangle shape in there. And on one side, I'm going to make it a little bit taller so when the witch goes in, she can turn her hat sideways and not have to take her hat off when she goes in the door. See? All right, so now the little witch walked through the door and into the light and into the little orange house. It was very dark inside, and quickly she hurried back out. "Oh, I will need to make windows to let in the light," she said. So she cut a front and back window that looked like this. So to make the windows, I'm going to fold this section just a little bit so that I can cut a little tiny square. See there? And then when I open it up, I have a little tiny window. So here's my door and here's my window. Oh, it was looking very, very fine house, she said. Her very own little house with a roof, and she had a door, and she had a window. It was all finished. But just as the little witch was getting ready to go inside for the winter, she saw a tiny little ghost floating by. Well, as the tiny little ghost floated down the windswept path, this little ghost stopped near the witch's house. And the witch saw that the ghost was crying. "Well, why are you crying?" asked the little witch. Well, the tiny little ghost stopped crying and said, "It's so cold and windy, and it's getting dark, and I don't have any place to spend the winter." "Oh, you may spend the winter with me in my new house," she said. Well, that was a kind little witch. The ghost peeked his head through the window and he said, "Oh, that's a very nice house." And the witch said, "First, I will need to make you your own little door." So she took her little scissors and she made a very tiny little door for the ghost to go through, because he was a tiny little ghost. He didn't need a very big door. So I'm going to cut a triangle that time and make the little ghost door right there. So she cut out her little door for the ghost. She has her door to go in here for her little witch hat that goes sideways, and she has her windows, and she has her roof cut. So she has a very, very nice house. Well, the two happy new friends went inside the house. The tiny little ghost went in his very little door, and the little witch went through her own special door. And all winter long, they lived happily together inside the little orange house. Now, if you did it with me, this is what we have. And if you want to see inside that little orange house and see what the surprise is, we have to open up our paper. When we open up our paper, look what we made. We made a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. Pretty cool. Let me see your creation that you made. Have Mom take a picture and send it to me when you get finished. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.